It is no secret that in today's world, with all its advancements, data is important. But it is also no secret that data is in abundance and dealing with it is a task of its own. That is where data visualization comes in. And today we will be exploring the fundamentals of one of the most powerful tools in this field, Tableau. In this exclusive video by Rahul Tiwari, you get an in-depth rundown of the basics of Tableau, from what it is to the 5 major data types. And by the end of this video, all your questions will be answered. This video is a part of a series where we cover the different things Tableau can do. So to explore this topic in depth, do check out our other videos in the series, link below.
So data is growing day by day, and to understand the data, we have to go ahead and we have to have some data visualization software. So data is growing day by day, and to understand the data, we need to see the data in charts, dashboards, and there are various tools available like Tableau and Power BI. These are like one of the major tools, right? Tableau and Power BI, like they are the market leaders, and it helps to tell a story to the end user about the data. We have 3 hours, right? We have TA session as well. So we'll go slow, we'll try to understand, we'll have a good confidence on the tool, and we'll parallelly create this document, which will be handy for you guys as well. So obviously we can do the same thing using Python as well, data visualization. Like Python is having a lot of static charts, and for telling a story and all those things, it is quite difficult, and that's the reason we prefer to go and use Tableau and Power BI, where a lot of interactivity is there, which can make things more powerful for the end user to drill down, drill up, get into certain levels of details. So all those things we can do using these tools. Now, if I focus on Tableau, so basically Tableau is quite old software. I remember I started using this software in year 2013, right? So, and it came around that time only. So it's almost 10 years now, and it is easy to use because we have to just drag and drop and we'll get the charts, which we'll see practically as well. Tableau is acquired by Salesforce. So Tableau was a company, now it is acquired by Salesforce. Almost during the COVID time it happened. And Tableau has various products. The main purpose of Tableau is obviously to convert the data to the charts. So to create the visuals. And to create the visuals, we have 2 major softwares. One is Tableau Public and second is Tableau Desktop. Tableau Public is a free software. For learning point of view, this is pretty much okay. This is pretty much good. And obviously, as it's a free software, there are limitations. The limitations are I cannot connect to databases. As in, if I want to connect to Oracle, MySQL, Teradata, whatever database we have, we cannot do that. And that is, we cannot connect databases. SQL, Oracle, and so on. But yes, we can connect to Excel files. We can connect to file systems. Right? We can only connect to file systems. That is Excel file, CSV files, PDF files, and so on. So for learning point of view, it is okay because we are not going to deal with databases. At least if you want to play around with the tool, basically we have to learn the tool, whatever data is, right? It can be from Oracle, it can be from Excel, that's okay. Our intention is to understand the software. So learning will not stop. There is one more limitation which we have. When you are creating something on Tableau Public, when we create some data visuals in Tableau Public, we cannot save that in the local machine. That visual, we will not be able to save it in the local machine. It will get saved. You have to save that basically in the public server. So obviously, as it is going in the public server, your data will get exposed to the larger audiences. So if you are using the client's data, it is not advisable. Obviously, client will give you the license for the Tableau Desktop, the next software which we will discuss. So we cannot use the client's data because of the data security. One more limitation is we cannot integrate with R and Python. If I want to integrate R and Python with Tableau, that we cannot do that. These are like the major, you can say, the limitations which we have. Obviously, there are some other minor limitations as well. Like we cannot create extract. It's not minor, it's major again. Now, what is an extract? You will learn that in the future sessions. Now, Tableau Desktop. Tableau Desktop is a paid software. If you go to the Tableau website, they are not giving any cost now. Earlier, it was very expensive. Now, because of the competition, they are not sharing the cost. You have to have a discussion with the company. And if you are purchasing the licenses in the bulk, then it will give you basically more discounts. I remember when I was working with Deloitte, so the license cost was $70 per user per month, but they used to give good amount of discount. 70 gets to 25, right? That much of discount they can give. So as per the last cost which I know, it is $70 per user per month. So roughly $840 per year. That is coming out to be, I think, 70,000 something per year. Obviously, it's a full stack software. I can do anything, everything, whatever is the limitation at the top, you will do everything in this particular software. So no limitations in this software. So when you are looking forward to work for a client, then you will get this license. So normally business will provide you the license. Business as in your client. Right? So suppose you are working for some company will just give the consultancy. The licenses cost will be like bear by the client itself. Right? So that is not what we do. But it depends. It depends again. Let's say some company is looking forward to get some clients. So in that case, maybe they can give, like for example, I am having my company. I want to give some 1 month of trial to my client. So I can give a license for 1 month. They can explore. If they like it, then they will purchase it. So maybe I have to bear some cost for during some time for the demo purpose. So it depends purely based on how the things are set up. So that is about the softwares which you can use for create the visuals. For Tableau Public, you can just go to the website and you can download the software, right? So I'll just show you the website. So as I already mentioned, Public is a free of cost. So you can go ahead and look for that. This is the website where you can go. Tableau. Here you can. Actually, they have changed the website. Earlier it was public.tableau.com, I guess. This one. So this is the website where you can go and sign up. You have to create your account here because as I mentioned that when you are creating any visuals, it will go to the public. Right? So you have to sign up, and once you create the visual, you have to log in and you have to upload your visual there, so anyone can access that. So you have to create an account here. Right? So this link I am sharing. If you want, you can go with this. You can download the app. It will get downloaded in your machine, and then you can play around with that. I'll show you the public version as well in the class. So this is the link which you can go with. Now, if I talk about the Tableau Desktop, if you want to use it, then obviously you guys are maybe, what do you say, in college students, you guys must be college student or maybe new to the field. So there is no need to pay this $70. If you are a student coming from college, then for college students, there is a 1 year student license free. Right? So if you go to the website again and look for your Tableau student license. So here you can see that this is the link where you have to fill up this form, where you will have to pass the details about yours and your college details. You should be in college as of now because you have to pass the college details. Or maybe you can use some of your friends or cousins who are in the colleges you can use their details as well. Right? So you have to use their email ID and all those things. This link will give you a 1-year license absolutely free for a Tableau Desktop, which is the full stack software. So this is for creating the visuals. Now, once the visual is ready, how to share it with the larger audiences, right? How to collaborate with the larger audiences. The idea here is that there are 3 ways to do that. One is obviously the concept which is known as Tableau Reader. If you go to the Tableau website, in that you will get if you search in the Google also Tableau Reader, then it will go to the Tableau website and you can download that software. It's a free software, Tableau Reader. You don't have to pay anything. But as the name suggests, it's a reader and it helps me to read the data. Right? That means if suppose I want to change a chart from pie chart to bar chart and all those things, the editing is not possible. You can only read the data. Only read the data or see the visuals. You can apply the filter. Suppose there is a filter where I can select, I want to see the data for the males or females, something like that. I can apply the filter also. Right? So basically, no restriction as such. Only editing is not possible because that is meant for reading only. This solution is good if the company size is small. This solution is good when the company size is small. So managing the things will be easy because the team size is small. Data security is not a concern if obviously team size is small. But obviously when team size will increase, then data security will always be a concern. So for big companies, this is not a good solution, but for small companies, that's fine. So I can say that Tableau Reader is not a scalable solution. You cannot have this when the team size is bigger because security is a concern. That is the first and very important thing. Managing the groups is a concern. Right? For example, I want to send HR one report. I want to send finance one report. So all those things is like very difficult to handle. So for small size company, it is fine, but for big size company, this is not the good solution. Now, if I talk about the big size companies, right? For big size companies, we have the Tableau Server. Now, what is a Tableau Server? Tableau Server is a software. The name is a server, but it's a software. Again, it's a cost which you have to bear. So obviously, as it's a cost, it's good for big size companies because they can afford that cost. So good for the big size companies. Now, what benefit we are getting here? Or first of all, let's discuss what all cost we have. Right? The cost is obviously the first one. We have to purchase the Tableau Server. That is a software which I have mentioned. Now, as it's a server, or I can say as it's a software, I have to install in some machine. I have to install in some server. Maybe it's a cloud machine or maybe it's an on-premise machine. So that will be a cost also. Server as well, where we will install Tableau Server. Because Tableau Server is a software which you have to install. And then I have to basically go ahead and I want to hire one guy also who will take care of this machine where I have installed Tableau Server. So one employee who can manage the server where Tableau Server is installed. So that is again one of the challenges or one of the costs basically. So how it look like? Again, it's a cost. What happens there, we'll discuss that. But how it looks like, let's see this. So the idea here is, I am the developer, right? And I am developing the report in the Tableau Desktop. And as I mentioned, we have purchased the Tableau Server. So, and that server will get installed in one of the machines. So let's say this is my server where Tableau server is installed. And there is one guy who is taking care of this entire server. This guy, the employee. And you guys are the stakeholders who are going to see the reports which I am generating. So what will happen is that you guys will have the access to this server. You guys will have the access to this server. That means you guys will have an URL, the website basically. It can be any URL, server name .yourcompany.com, something like that. So it will be having a URL. And for that URL, you will have the ID password also. You have to log into the server with your ID password using this URL. And whatever reports you guys have access to, you will be able to see that. Suppose this guy is the manager of HR. So he can only access to the HR reports. This guy is the manager of finance. So he can only access the finance reports. This guy is the manager of North region. So he can only access to the North region data. So we can have that level of security. So I, as a developer, I will publish the report in the server and you guys will consume that report. So that is the entire structure. So this is good for the big size companies. Here I will also write, the user will get the URL and credentials and he or she can log in and see the desired reports. But now the question arises, Tableau Reader is for the small size companies. Tableau Server is for the big size companies. What about the mid size companies? Suppose I cannot buy the server because it's very expensive. I cannot have the machine. I cannot have this employee. I don't have that much of budget. So the in-between solution is coming out to be Tableau Cloud. Earlier it was known as Tableau Online. It's good for mid-sized companies. Now, why it is good? Like, what's there in that as compared to this? Right? Exactly the same, no difference. It is exactly the same as Tableau Server. The only difference is Tableau Server, the machine where Tableau Server is installed, and the employee who is taking care of Tableau Server is not owned by you, is not or not owned by you, owned by Tableau. That means this part, the entire architecture which we have created here as a company, this architecture is not yours. Tableau is giving this place to you per user per month basis with certain cost. It's owned by Tableau. You have to pay, as a company, you have to pay some dollars per month for every user. So that's okay. It's not very expensive cost for me. So I have to just pay per month some dollars and done. So that is the idea of Tableau Cloud. So these are the three solutions where we can go and we can collaborate with the end users. Now there is one more software which we have. Like we have seen how to create the reports. We have seen how to share the reports. Tableau also has one of the softwares called Tableau Prep. Tableau Prep. Now Tableau Prep is used for the data preparation. Suppose there is a very raw data and we need to clean that. So that will be done by the Tableau Prep. If you are having a knowledge of ETL tool, so you can say that Tableau Prep is some kind of ETL. ETL tool is nothing but E for extract. I want to extract the data. L for load. I want to load the data. And in between T is for transformation. I want to transform the data. ETL. So there are various other tools available, like ETL tools like Alteryx, Informatica, and so on. But Tableau also does some work like ETL. It's obviously not very strong software, but yeah. Once you are getting Tableau Desktop, you get the Tableau Prep also. So that's fine. You can use that if you want. Same way, if you are using the Tableau Students license, the same license you can use here also. The same Tableau Desktop Students license you can use in Tableau Prep also. Okay. And last software which Tableau provides is Tableau Mobile, which is present in both Android and iOS. So basically the idea here is that reporting on the go. You can download the app, but that app will only run when you have the access to either Tableau Server or Tableau Cloud, because that app needs that URL. It needs this URL, ID, password to log in, right? You should have access to either Tableau Online or Tableau Server. Then only you will able to access this. It's not like that you are creating some Tableau file and then you are putting in the mobile and it will open in the Tableau mobile. No. It will be done through the URL. You have to pass the URL and you have to pass the login. Whichever report you have access to, you will be able to see that easily. So that is the idea. So these are the products which Tableau has, which you should be aware of. Now, we will go and see the Tableau Desktop. So now I'll first show you the Tableau Public. Here is the Public which I have. Let's open this. In Public Edition, you can see that the connections which we are having is only files connection. Excel file, text file, JSON file, Access file, PDF file, special file, statistical file, Google Drive, OData, web connector, something like this, right? So it's a very limited connection we have. It's a Tableau Public version which you can see. You can connect to the Excel, you can choose any of the data, and you can connect to the same. And once you create any report, what happens is that it will ask you to save on the cloud. As of now, the report is not ready. Maybe what I can do, I use this only, but I'll show you the Tableau Desktop also, the professional edition. Here you can see it's a professional edition. And in the professional edition, we have a lot of connections. I can connect to n number of databases. Many of the database which we may not have heard about. It's an extensive connectivity we have. Okay. So that is one of the benefit which we have in the Tableau Professional Edition.
If you have made it to this point in the video, do subscribe for more such content and click on the link below to check out our courses. We offer an array of programs from top universities in India as well as abroad. Alright, now back to the lesson.
What we can do is we can go ahead and we'll try to solve one business problem. And while solving that business problem, we will understand how Tableau will help. So here is the business problem which we have. It's the end of tough year and somehow business managed to earn some profit. Management decided that as it was a tough year, so the bonus will be based on the performance of the employees. Below is the slab of bonus based on the performance. Performance is based on total sales. If the sales is more than $5,000, then it is 30% bonus which you will get. If the bonus is between $2,000 to $5,000, then 20% bonus you will get. And if the bonus is less than $2,000, then you will get 10% bonus. Create a report where management will able to see the bonus amount of employees based on the regions. And the name of the employee should be, suppose the name is Rahul Tiwari, then it should be R. Tiwari. That means the first name, first character, dot last name in the report. In this business problem, use the Tableau Prep also. So Tableau Prep I am not using. I am just focusing on the Tableau Desktop. So let's ignore the last line for now. So here, if you see some requirements coming in, and if I see the data set which we have, office-supply.csv, right? So let me open this. So this is my data set. Order date, region, first name, last name, item, units, and unit cost. One thing straight away we'll see that in your data set, the total sales column is not there. You have the units and the unit cost, and the multiplication of the same will be the total sales. I can create that in here only directly in the Excel, or I can use Tableau Desktop as well to create the field. So we'll use Tableau Desktop. So basically 3 things I want to do before I create the chart. First thing is obviously I want to calculate the total sales. That is the multiplication of units into unit cost. Second is I want to calculate the bonus based on the criteria. And third is I want to play around with the name. If the name is Rahul Tiwari, I want only R. Tiwari. I don't want other things. So that is the idea. So how will I do that? So let's go ahead and try to do this. I'll connect to the data. Now let's see the data. Data is your CSV file, comma separated value file. So in Tableau, it is known as text file. So when we are connecting to the CSV, you can only connect to as a text file. So when we are connecting to the CSV files with Tableau, it can be only connected to Tableau as a text file. That is how it works. You can see that it is opening in an Excel file, but it will be a text file. Because if you see this CSV file, if I right click and open in the Notepad++, you can see that it's a text file with comma separator. So CSV file can be open in the Excel file as well, but when you want to connect to Tableau, then you have to use this as a text file. So I'll go to Tableau, and here I'll click on the text file, and here you can see that office-supply.csv coming in. Suppose I go with an Excel file, you can see that you are not seeing this file, the office-supply.csv. It's not coming in. So text file, choose the office-supply.csv, and once you do that, you can see that this page will come up. This is the page where you will see the data at this right side. This is the page where you can see the column details as well, what all columns coming in. This is the page where you can see all the CSV files in that folder. So when you are connecting to a CSV file, all the CSV files which are present in that folder, all the files will come up. If you see in this folder, all the 3 files coming here also. But you have connected to the Office Supply. Also, you can see that there is an option of filter, add. So you can filter at the very start. Before getting inside the Tableau, you can filter. This is known as data source filter. So let me do one thing. Let me write all these things here so that it will be handy for you. So these are the files, all the CSV files present in the folder. Or let me do one thing. My writing is not good. Let's go and all the CSV files in the folder. That is this. These are the column details. Coming from the source, that order date, region, first name, last name, items, units, and unit cost. These are the column details. If you see here, ABC, 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 hash, hash. ABC means string, hash means number. But if you focus on this order date, it's a date. Date cannot be a string. Date should be a date data type. So basically in Tableau, there are 5 major data types. In Tableau, there are 5 major data types. One is obviously your date / date time. Second is obviously your string. Third is numbers. Numbers can be integer or decimals. When you are having hash can be both. You can see here, office supply units, it's an integer. Unit cost, it's a float, or you can say decimals. Then another data type which we have is Boolean. Here as of now in this data set, Boolean is not there. Boolean is like true, false. And finally, there is one more data type, geographical dimension. For example, city, postal code, state, country. These are the geographical data types. The purpose of geographical data type is basically to go ahead and create the map charts, which we will see later on. Now, my interest is that I want to convert this ABC, which is a ABC means string. I want to convert it to date. So I can click on this ABC and convert it to date. So you can see that now it is coming as a calendar icon. So by clicking on this, you can very well go and change the data type. Okay. Then if you see here, we have this filter option here. Filter, which is known as data source filter. It is known as data source filters. That means at the data source level itself, I am filtering. Suppose I am the manager of central region and I am not interested in the other data. So I want that only that data come in the Tableau report, which I am interested to see. So I can apply the filter out here and I can choose add region and I'll make the region as central. Click OK. You can see now only central region data is coming in. Right? Only central region data is coming in. Can't it be as string? Date you're talking about? There are a lot of date functions which work on date only. Region can be a string. Region is a string, right? Did I change that? It's a string only. I'm just applying the filter. I'm the manager of central region. So I'm only filtering the central region data. Filtered central data. So here you can see this one filter applied, right? So this is about this page. Once the data is there, I want all the regions. I'm just removing the filter. So you can click on the filter again, edit, and you can just click on this and remove. Right? It will remove your filter. So now all the region coming in. I'll go to the sheet 1. Sheet 1 is the next page, right? Where the actual charts will get created. So here also we see a lot of options. The page shelf, the filter shelf, the mark shelf, the show me. Here you have the fields coming in. Here the analytics is there. So a lot of options out there. Columns, rows, right? So let's try to understand all these. If I talk about this page shelf, the purpose of this page is it is used to do the animations in Tableau. If I wanted to do the animations in Tableau, then this page shelf, I cannot write more. So page shelves comes in. Page to do the animation in Tableau. This filter is nothing but to filter out the data. Suppose let's say I am interested in only males data or females data. So I can choose the values. I can pass the values. We'll discuss more in detail about filters later on. But it helps me. Filter is to filter the relevant data. What data are you interested in? Then we have this marks card. The purpose of marks card is basically to change the color, increase the size, add the label. All those options are there. Marks card to change the color, increase size, add text, add the text. We'll use this today, we'll understand. That is one option we have. Then we have this show me. Tableau by default generates 24 charts. So from here we can see all the charts which we can create. Tableau generates 24 charts. So these are the 24 charts which you can see. That 24 charts you can see here. Then here you can see that we have this part. If you focus on this part, if you see here, there's a very thin gray line. So anything above the gray line are dimensions, categorical data. And anything below the gray line, it's a measures, numerical data. This part. So here we have all the dimensions, categorical data basically. And here we have all the measures, numerical data. Also, if you see one more thing here inside, this office supply.csv count. This is the column comes by default. It's not there in my data set. If you see the data set, if you see this data set, there is no column like count. So Tableau generates this column. Tableau generates this column. Office supply is the source name, count. It will give me the total number of records in my data set. If I drag this guy here, you can see that I am getting 50. There are 50 records in the data. If you see, select this, you see 51 records. If you remove the header, there are 50 records. So this gives me the count of records. How many records are there from the source? So basically, count field automatically created by Tableau. It gives me the source count. It gives the source count. This is my source name. This is my source name. This is the search where you can search. For example, I am searching for units. So you can see units coming in. We can use this part for search. Also, there is one part which is analytics. I can do some analytics as well. We can do some basic analytics as well. Also, if you see, there is one option called columns and rows. Here we can add the columns and rows. Here we can add basically the fields. We'll see that later on. Here we can add the fields. So that is your second page, the main page. You can create any number of sheets, right? You can create any number of sheets. Every sheet can have different charts. So we can create any number of sheets. If you click on this plus sign, the new sheet will come up. This one, this sign. This sign will help to create more sheets. Same way, this sign is helping me to create the dashboards. This sign helps to create dashboards. And the last one is helping me to create the story. This last one is helping me to create the story, which we will discuss later on. Helps to create the story. So this is about this entire page. So now let's go ahead and solve the business problem which we have. The very first thing which we have to do is we have to create three logics, right? One is you have to calculate the total sales. Second is you have to calculate the total bonus. And third is you have to calculate you have to take care of the name part. So I will right click in this part, right? I will right click in this part. You can see that there is an option called create calculated field. I want to create one calculated field. So basically, calculated field. In this, we can write the logics based on the business requirement. So right click, create calculated field. There are various options to create the calculated field. This is one of the ways you can do that. So I'll just take the screenshot of this, one of the ways only. Rest I'll just show you. Helping me to create the calculated field. There are other ways as well. You can click on this small drop down. There also there is an option to create the calculated field. It will do the same task. It just multiple options are given to you. You can create from here, you can create from here. You can right click on the field itself and you can create from here also. You can click on the analysis and you can do from here also. And you can go to the data source and there also you can click on this drop down and you can create the field here also. So you can go with any of the option. I normally prefer and right click here. Here it will, if you right click here, it will not work. It will be here only, this left part. So create calculated field. The first task which we have is total sales, which I want to create. I prefer to give the name with hash because if you know, if I create this field and if I look for what all fields I have created, I can just type hash. So whatever field I have created will come up. Right? So easy for me to segregate. Obviously, Tableau is also doing a good job. It is creating the before this. You can see there's a small equal to sign. So Tableau is helping us understand that this is the field which you have created. But that equal to sign I cannot filter. If I pass equal to sign, it will not come. That's why I pass hash at the name so that I can filter what fields I have created. I'll edit this. So what I want units multiply by unit cost. Units multiply by unit cost. I can write the comment like this. Suppose I want to tell my end user what this field is doing. So here I can write the comment also by passing the double slashes. This field is calculating total sales. You can use the control and the mouse wheel to increase or decrease the font. Control and the mouse wheel which we have. Okay. And this is one of the fields. This double slash is giving me the comment basically. So the fields which we are calling should have the square brackets. It will take care of automatically, but suppose if you miss something, then you can go and follow this. So this is my first logic, total sales. Also, you can see that here there are a lot of functions available. Number function, string function, date functions. So basically what you are looking for. Suppose I want to play with the string, then I can go to the string functions. And these are the string functions. If I want to write some conditional logic, so I can click on the logical. I have the case statements, if else conditions, and so on. Right? So we have this different functions which we have. So this is my first logic which we have created. Total sales. And once I click OK, you can see that the total sales fields got created. It's now with me. Now same way I want to create the bonus also. And bonus has some logic. As per the business problem, bonus has some logic. Sales, if it is more than 5,000, it's 30% discount. 30% bonus and so on. So I have to write this logic. It's like a if-else condition, logical conditions. So I can go to public here again. Again, create calculated field. This is going to be total bonus. So here we are writing the logic for the total bonus. So what will be the logic? The logic is if and it is based on the total sales. So you can see that I am calling the total sales field which I just created in the new calculated field, right? So here we are calling the total sales field that we have created in this calculated field. So if total sales is more than $5,000, and what you want? Then what I want is, I want the 30% of the total sales as the bonus. Else if total sales is more than $2,000 and total sales is less than equal to $5,000, then I want 20% of the total sales. Else I want 10% of the total sales. Right? That is the logic. So this is my second logic, that is total sales. Rule bonus, sorry. And now the third logic which I want to create is the name. Suppose here is the first name and the last name. I have first name is Elena, second Elna, and the last name is Prince. So I want A.Prince, A.Solis, A.Snyder, A.Snyder, A.Pattern, and so on. Right? So basically, I want to go ahead and I want to create one calculated field again, which is nothing but the name. So here in this field, we are going to take the first character of the first name and dot and last name. That is the logic which I have to build. So basically I have to concatenate. Now how will I fetch out the first character of the first name? I am dealing with a string. So we have to use some string function. Right? We have to use some string function. So let's go to the string. And you have to look here. If you click on these functions, you see here the outcome coming in. Basically, it's giving me some sample example that how this will work. I'll go to the left. Now left calculation comma 4, it is giving me the left 4 characters. CALC. So this is what I want. I want left 1 character. So here what I will do, I will write left of first name, comma 1. After that I want dot. That means I want to now concatenate. We have to concatenate. And for that we are using plus sign in Tableau. So plus a dot plus last name. Right? So this will give me the name, which is nothing but your this name. You see, A.Prince, A.Solis, and so on. And you can see that Tableau is again smart enough. Name is a categorical data. So total bonus, total sales came below the gray line because it's a numerical numbers, numerical data. And name is going at the top because it's a dimension, categorical data. Let me just zoom, take the screenshot. So this is gonna be your name field. So let's take this part also and let's highlight this, this, and this. Tableau is automatically categorized the dimension and measure. It automatically understood. So all the 3 logics which we wanted to create is now ready. Here you can see the cross sign which will clear your sheet. So if you click on this cross sign, it will clear. So my logic is ready. Right? As per the business requirement, we have completed everything. We created the total sales column, we created the total bonus column, and we created the name column as well. Now I want to create a report by a region, and in each region I want to create like what employees having what sales and bonus and all, right? So I will drag my region first because my chart should be at the region level. So I'm dragging the region here. Then I'm dragging the name that will give me every employee which is present in a certain region and the total bonus. And here you can see that you got the chart where central region, these are the employees. East region, these are the employees. And west region, these are the employees. So region, next name, so you can see this, and then bonus. Suppose I am swapping it. Here you can see swap. Swap, what it does, your sum of total bonus was on the rows, it came to the column, and region and name came to the rows. We just swap it. So swapping will just change the orientation of the chart. Right. Here is the chart for your region, name, and sum of bonus. But here the swapping will change the orientation. I can click on this drop down and I can make it as entire view so that it will take this entire page. Again, you can see swap. These are the regions. And I can sort also. We can sort as well. So basically, clearing the sheet, swapping the sheet, sorting the data. I'm highlighting this because once you start working on this, you may miss that what option is where, right? That's why I'm doing this, sorting. And here we are passing the dimensions, that is region and name. And here we are passing the measure, that is total bonus. So in rows, you can see this is coming as a, like this is my total bonus, the y-axis, and this x-axis is your region and name. When you are swiping it, then it will change. So this is my chart. Now I want to format this chart. As of now, it is okay. But what I want is, my requirement is for every region, I should have a separate color, right? Let's say the central region should come in red color or maybe any random color, right? And east region in different color and west region in different color. So I will drag this region in the color, right? I just dragged the region in the color. And you can see that you are having this separate colors. So basically here, I told you that you can change the color, sizes and all. So here we are changing the color as per the region. Here you can see that we have the colors and we can edit the color also by clicking on this small drop down, edit color, and you can choose your own colors. There are a lot of color palettes are there. So you can choose any of the random colors, and maybe I can say central as this color, east as this color, west as maybe this color. So your color will change. So from here we can basically go ahead and change the color. Click on the drop down to change the color. Drop down is not coming in. I'll at the time of screenshot, I'll just highlight this part. So that is your changing the colors. From here you can see I can increase and decrease the size of a bar. You see here. So we can change the sizes of the bar from here. Label. In every bar, I'll just make it. In every bar, what I want is, I want the number at the top of the bar. So I will, what number? The total bonus basically. So I will drag this total bonus in the label. Okay. I'm dragging this total bonus in the label. So here, I'll just remove this. This part is for your color, and this part is your region. This is your region, color by region, and in the label we have total sale, total bonus. Right? So we have given the numbers out here. Now this number we can align as well. If you click on this label, you have multiple options. You can increase the font, increase the color, or change the color. All those things we can do. Right? You can just make it bold, increase the size a bit, change the color to something. It will happen. You see? Here also you can change the font from here also. Right? You want black or something, you can do that. Then alignment. You want the font something like this, like here you can select at the middle or at the bottom. Right? So we have different options. Left aligned, center aligned, right aligned. Here you can swap how you want, right, the numbers. So all those options are there. By clicking on this, you will get those options. Also, I want this number I want dollar at the start of the number. Right? So I click on this drop down. You see this drop down? In the label, click on this drop down. And you see there is an option of format. I'll just take a screenshot here. So here we have this format. This format will help me to do a lot of stuff. So I'll just highlight that. Formatting. If I click on this drop down format, it will open this page, the left part. It will open this page. In that, I want to format the numbers. So I click on this, and you can see here, currency custom. So I click on that, and here you have an option of changing the sign of the currency, let's say dollars. And you can change this to this thing also, in which unit you want, K. So you can see here 2.30K and so on. So this also we can use. This is again, I'll just take a screenshot. So this is the page where you can change your currencies, formatting, and all those things. The problem here in Tableau is that a lot of options are there, right? So remembering that option is difficult. So that will come with the practice. Now, same way, I want to do the same formatting in this also, the y-axis, right? Here also I want $2.56 type of numbers. So I'll go to the axis here. And here also I go to the number, same stuff, no difference, right? $. You can see now the number got changed. So this we can do in the axis also. So that is how we can format this. Again, you can change the fonts and all, can be done, no issues. So that is my chart as per the requirement. Now I will go ahead and I will save. Everything is ready. I just have to save this. So I'll just save it. Click on this file, and here see there is an option of save to Tableau Public. I don't have any option to save in my local machine, right? So I have to save it in the Tableau Public because we are using the public version of the Tableau. Once I click on that, it will open up one pop-up. At the very initial time, I told you that we have to create one account there. We have to sign up, right? So that account should be there. Then you have to use that account here. So I'll use my account. So once I sign in successfully, it will pop up this page. That is, let's say I'll write class 1, DS Bootcamp C3. So this page will come in. Just let's take the snippet. And then I will click on save. Once I click on save, it will open up one web page where this report you will able to see. So you can see that this web page is coming in. This is the report. It's now published in the public.tableau.com. And you guys will also able to see this. And here you can see if you click on the settings, you have the option also. Allow access to let others download or make a copy of this. So I have given the access. So you can very well download that. You can, if you want, you can restrict that also. So using this option, you can take care of the accesses. It is always be a good practice to basically create your portfolio in the Tableau Public. Normally these days people are asking what are the type of visuals you have created, show some of the dashboards. So you can maybe showcase these. Once you work on some of the projects in the curriculum, then you can maybe upload that in the Tableau Public, and in the interview you can showcase that. Right? Obviously some good visuals and all. So it's like you are creating a portfolio. If I go and share this link with you guys, if I go to my profile, and here you can see that we have the visual, I click on that, and if I share this link with you guys as well, you can able to click on that link and you will able to see the report which I have just created. That's why it is not advisable to go ahead and use the business data.
We hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, don't forget to drop this video a like and share it with your friends and colleagues. And if you want to unlock more such topics, head on to the link below and gain access to more data science lessons. Subscribe for more content and we will see you next time.